Good evening, all of you, sir. Today we are talking about the lightning arresters, where in that 2.12.1, the definition, lightning splash, lightning strokes, lightning protection systems, characterization of health effects, lightning stroke, electrical effects, side flashes, thermal effects, and mechanical functions. Functions of lighting, where lighting function is required, system design, material construction, component of lightning arresters, and earth terminals. Here in this type of lightning arresters is not there, but I have covered what is called types of the lightning arresters and how much what is called distance is also covered. Going to the lightning arrestor definition, lightning is a giant spark of electricity in the atmosphere between clouds and the air and the ground. Yesterday we have discussed about the flash also. The between air, ground, and the clouds. That's what the lightning between. In the early stages of development, air acts as an insulator between the positive and negative charges in the cloud and between the clouds and the ground. Yesterday we have discussed about the intra, and the cloud to ground also. The charges developed and all these things. That is, air acts as insulator between the positive charges in the cloud, within the clouds, and the cloud to cloud, and the cloud to the ground also. In detail, a lightning arrestor is also called the lightning isolator. Is a device essentially in air gap between an electric wire and ground, used on electric power transmission and telecommunication system to protect the insulation and the conductors of system from damage of any equipments or buildings or whatever the installation over and above, that will be protected from the damage. That means it act as a essentially air gap between the electrical wire, a connection between the wire and the ground. That is called, we are supposed to, what is called, the lightning receives the lightning arrestor and how it is dissipates and sending to the earthing. That will be discussing in coming slides. How do the lightning arresters work? Lightning arresters are typically installed near a critical entry point or appliances, including generators, electric panels. When a bolt of lightning strikes above the below the equipment which you are installed, the arrestor activates and deflects the lightning to the ground where it disperses harmlessly. That's what the function here is. Above the ground or above the building, the lightning arrestor will be installed. It reaches the lightning arresters when the reaches the electric, that means the lightning arrestor. How it works is, it arrestor activates and deflects. Immediately is working started and deflects the lightning. What the lightning received from the cloud or received from the atmosphere to the arrestor, immediately it activates. That means the functioning is started and deflects the lightning to the ground. That means where the earth is there for the building, where it disperses harmlessly. This is the function actually. First of all, it activates, function starts, deflects, and giving a path to the ground through the wire isolator and the going to the earthing. That is the way of what is called functioning. In clear note, the lightning conductors are also known as, hope this is understanding it, including generation, when the bolt of lightning, because this is very important to understand. When a bolt, of course, you people are known, no, but this is the customary to told in the class also. When a bolt of lightning strikes, the arrestor immediately starts and deflects the lightning and to the ground. The ground means earthing, where it disperses harmlessly without having any effect in the equipment or the buildings or the panel rooms, which you are the arresters are arrested. Installed over and above the object. Lightning conductors, also known as lightning rods, are used to protect buildings from lightning strikes and fires. This is the one of the way to express the lightning conductors also. But also, lightning conductor is a device used to protect buildings from the effect of lightning. Correct. Whenever a lightning falls on the building, the electric charges are carried by the conductor into the ground, and hence the building remains unaffected. This way, somewhat clear explanations also once again. Therefore, they act as a conductor into the ground, and hence the building remains not affected anymore because lightning arrestor is installed over and above the building. The work is also clearly told. The conductor material series, lightning conductors are made of conductive materials like the copper or aluminum. They can come in many shapes, including hollow, solid, pointed, rounded, flat strips, and a bristle brush like this. Because various types of conductors are also there, that means lightning arresters. The materials we have to see that it should be a copper or aluminum. It will be act or it will be functioning very a lifetime is there, or otherwise some period of artificial duration works is more. They can come in many shapes. That's what we are telling. Hollow, solid, polydo, depending upon the cost of the, depending upon the material, hollow or solid pointed, definitely it will cost will be impacted. Lighting character installation here materials is the installation is the rod is connected to a stake buried in the ground by the ribbons made from conductive materials. The wire runs down the side by the of the building and ends on the metal plate buried in the ground. That's what the here schematical differentiation is the a cloud. The stream of ions reduced charge the cloud, where the within the cloud the charge is separated at, and lightning rod, this is lightning rod, receives the lightning effect conductor, and the what is called building, and the earth connection is there. Now that will be reached to the earth. This is the way of what is called the path clear. Source, path, receiver. These three things are very important. A simple connection here is simple lighting rod, earth, down, conductor, copper. This is what the earthing wire. Check, terminal. The crow is foot. That is the foot of this earth. Therefore, the earthing will be taken. This is one way of the, you can say the source and the path and the receiver is very important. Three things are. Other names of lightning conductors are also called lighting conductors, as well as the phenols, finials, and air terminals, or the strike termination device. These are the different nodes or different names to be called by the different people, depending upon their convenient or the of the place also will be decided to call the names. And also the types of lightning arresters are very, very important. Before going to the the types of lightning arresters, on what factors it depends, first of all. It works or the type or the material or the functioning or the how much is radius covers like this. Before going to the types, we will be discussing in factors also. Let us discuss some types of lightning arresters. The choice of lightning arresters depends upon the following factors. One is voltage, current, reliability, and space availability for installation. These are the things. Not only discussing about that, think about the building areas. We need to think about the industrial areas also. Decentralization means within the organization. The depends upon the voltage which required by the organization is important. Of course, the house insulation knows everybody is that is 440 is diesel generator and the 230 is normal house current voltage is required. The design depending upon the 440 volts of the diesel generators and all, we will be deciding to take which voltage it is and current also. But if we go to the organization, where from the substations, the states substations or APSCB or Andhra Pradesh State Electricity Board are different types of different states of electricity boards received from 33 by 11 kV substation to your organization, where the 11 kV is a down step down transformer and 11 kV into 440 volts, 440 volts into step down transformer to 230 volts. Like this, there are the step down transformers will be taken care of, receives the 440 voltage from the substations, and the 230 volts also received from the substation. These two voltage, depending upon the voltage, we have to erect the or decide the type of lightning arresters or the range of lightning arrestor to decide the voltage, current, reliability also. That means copper or aluminum, depending upon the metal, hollow or the rod. Depending upon the reliability, we have to decide uh, the lightning arrestor to install, either in the organization or in the buildings of outside. And the space available for installation also. We have to see the space is also see that what is because of the voltage, the space is not accommodated. There is no use of installation also. We have to see the space also. That is the four factors are depending upon the which type of the lightning arresters or which material we have to select on the basis of the four factors. These are the above factors above the depending upon the above factors. There are 12 types of lightning arresters, but normally we will have article only one or two types only we are discussing or we are talking. We are article taking care of because the only the function is very important here is rod gap arresters, spear gap arrestor. Will coming in the slides also. There is I have collected some the figures also. Then you can understand what is the rod gap arrestor and all. A spear gap arrestor, horn gap arrestor, multiple gap arrestor, impulse protective gap arrestor, electrolytic arrestor, that means exclusion type lightning arresters, valve type lightning arresters, ferrite lightning arresters, auto valve arresters, oxide film arresters, as well as metal oxide lightning. These are the some collected by 12 types. There are many types of that, but the usage of the organization, usage of the buildings depends upon the owner to decide or quality to decide or depending upon these four factors to decide. Coming to the rod gap, this is rod gap arresters is the line. This is the line, high tension lines where the rod connected to the line and rod gap and the rod connected to the earth. That means earthing. This is the one of the schematic diagram where the rod gap arrestor is there. And the spear gap is there. These are the spear gap where it can be choking coil, the spears, therefore it will reaches the earth also. Well, different types of the functions also same, but functions is source, path, and receiver. Receiver here is the earth. Source is lightning. Path is your circuit or your the lightning arrestor, the circuit involved in this. Or we can say lightning arrestor. Horn gap arrestor is also is there. The line of force, field, resistance, choke rod, transformer, as well as the earth will be reached to the earthing areas. Different functions are there, but function is same. The multiple gap arrestors also there. It is the one of the current lightning, current limiting resistance also, and also mix metal oxide lightning. These are the very important line terminal, the spring, the porcelain housing, the silicon, rubber cushion, Like this, some parts of the metal. These are the types which you are going to be decide also to take care of. But only, sorry, only we need to what is called, taking factors that these three, four are very important. Which type of what is not that much of criteria, but these four factors to consider to select this any of the type. Coming to this, the lightning arrestor installations is very important. Lightning arrestor installation must be, they must use the guidelines here is. The top of the terminal should be established at least 2 meters above, 2 meters over the area that shields. That means top of the terminal should establish at least 2 meters over the area that shields. Here is, if you take this what is called building, if you take this area where we need to discuss about the 2 meters distance, that side, this side also we have to see. Our center we have to see this is 2 meters, this side 2 meters. We have to see the coverage of the distance also important, the space available on the building or in the
Sir,
ornation
Prabhakar garu,
on the top. Yes, sir. Tell me, sir, Kumar garu.
ఈ 12 types of lightning arresters, whatever you have mentioned, which
Yes, sir.
arrestor used at what application or where, which location like that? Any guideline is there?
Is there, sir? The coming slides also will be discussing that also, sir.
Okay.
There are mainly two types are there that will be designated as the two types. That is also will be discussed in the coming slides also, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Coming to the lightning arrestor installation, must use the guidelines. The top of the terminal, that's what I told. Each lightning rod should be blended with at least two down conductors. That means the alloy should be there, what we call the two metals will be taken care of. Copper or aluminum, or the one material is not sufficient, but each lightning rod should be blended. That means mixed with at least two down conductors. That means instead of one metal, we need to have what is called alloy of mixing of two metal, where the the conduction or the charge separation or the path will be taken care of. The blend, this is what is called the bend radii. That means the bend radii, where the what is called wires are bends to going to the earth and all. The bend radii must be less than 20 centimeters. Where the bending is there, that means the rod bending is there, where the this what we called as here is the what we call here is the bending of the this bending. This is very, the distance between these two are centimeters. That means center one, these three are the distance apart is 20 centimeters. Bend is necessary because beyond the 20 meters, the functioning is also will affect the while receiving the lightning. That's what the less than 20 centimeters better way to function. A down conductor shall be placed rather at the external part of the fabrication because the where the down conduction insulate working as an insulator, we have to see that the down conductor shall be placed rather at the external part of the fabrication. The in-house resistance should be as low as possible, say less than 10 ohms. In-house resistance means where the rod can accommodate less than 10 ohms means that means resistance. Ohms means the units of resistance. It will be less than means it will work perfectly because the as per the Ohm's law, the less resistance is taking care of the functioning of the rod. All earthing equipment for a specific structure should be interconnected. All the what is called connection should be very properly connected, and the testing also to be taken care of whether it is functioning or not. The comparison is there are people are thinking that lightning arresters is surge arresters is enough. Surge arresters already known that sudden the impulse or within the circuit or within the what is called this thing sudden voltage or sudden current fluctuations are there. That is called surge arresters. The comparison between the surge arresters and the lightning arresters also it is time to discuss because because the such arresters for the circuits it will work. But lightning arresters is all the buildings or the organization what is called the equipments and all cover with the lightning arrester is best. But normally 90% of the organizations are discussing or taking decision for the lightning arresters for their organization. But within the circuits, like where the circuits are very sensitive or the very sensitive equipment is there with respect to the electrical, they will go with in the circuit, surge arresters will be installed in the circuit itself rather than in the lightning arresters above the building and all. But such arresters within the circuit itself, it will be arranged. Therefore, the circuit itself is take off the current and immediately save the equipment. This is whole area will be safe to this thing. The major functions of the surge arresters are it protects the insulation from inside. That means it protects the insulation from inside. That means where the equipment is there, the circuit is there, the surge arrestor is there in the circuit itself, where the current fluctuations or current high current will be received or high voltage, sudden voltage will be there. Definitely, it will not allow to go to the equipment. In the circuit itself, surge arrestors will be taken care of, not to go inside to the equipment. That is, it will saves the equipment. Surge protector protects the system from lightning, switching, electrical faults, and other transient voltages surges. That means not only it protects the switching and electrical faults and all, but also lightning also will be taken care by the surge arresters. These are the what the the scientist wants to explain. Either go for the lightning arresters or surge arresters. Normally, every industry, as I told, the 90% of the industries are going for lightning arresters only. Only the surge arresters are going for the equipment to not to damage. In the circuit itself is arranging the small area will be covered. Therefore, the it will be taken care of the not only lighting but also switching, electrical faults, and other transient voltages and surges. Surges means already told sudden leakage of the current or high voltage. While the major functions of the lightning arresters are it protects the system from the outside, definitely. It protects the system from outside. It protects insulation from inside, where it protects the system from outside. Because outside, it will affect the what is called lightning receives and taken care of the receives and it will dissipate to the earth. That's what the difference between the lightning arrest and such vessels. Such vessels is inside it receives and releases the dissipation of energy. Where it protects from outside, this is inside. Lightning arresters are mainly used for lightning strikes and associated surges. That's what they are selling. Associated surges. That means lightning, not only lightning, but any the atmospheric during rainy season and all. There is some atmospheric changes is there, environmental changes is there. Even from the your receiving substations, that currents itself is some surges is there. Sudden high voltage will be there. That is called associated surges. Lightning strike is, it becomes an atmospheric occurring. Whereas associated surges means sudden voltage or leakages or sudden high voltage or high current will be reached or received from the substations itself in the building. That is the way that is called associated. But is it the conclusions made by the as per the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers IEE and all the such protection or the lightning arrester depends upon the our nation's interest. This way it is told as per the Institute of this such protection has become a much more complex and important issue in recent years because it is a complex nature is there such arresters only within the circuit only 12. That's why the electronics engineers IES thought that it is a complex but important issue recent years will be coming. That's why they are as going for the lightning arresters. The value of electronic equipment, a typical house has increased enormously. That equipment is also more vulnerable to surges produced by lightning because it is networked with other equipment throughout and even outside the house also. The AC protection also alone, traditionally approach, is totally inadequate. That's why these are the things that function from the surge vessels, surges as well as the lighting address. But analyzing the what simply these guys are the standard or the institutes are telling that, like the expert advice, we need to follow the rules of safety first of all. You have to see that Electricity Act 2003, or you can say that is safety rules, which is the best for your environment. It used to be decided by the organizations or the building owners. As the gentleman is asking about lightning arresters, how much distance covered? There are two things are there: conventional lightning arresters that are Franklin rods, and the early streamer emission. These are the ESC lightning arresters are recently using. These two are important. Conventional lightning arresters are Franklin rods, and second one is early streamer emissions lighting. Now the second one is always in the circuits of the nowadays. Most of the organizations are using the ESC lightning arresters. Some industries also conventional lighting where the financial effects is not much on this, but these are the financial effects and working function is also very good. Conventional lighting arrestor says it can cover distance up to 3 meters. That means above the building, if you write the what we call this distance covered, your 3 meters radius will be covered. That is we have to take the need of the hour and we have to decide which is going for. Cover can cover a distance up to 3 meters radius or cover edge area can be increased by making arrestor longer. Longer means length of the rod or length of the what is called the arrestor. It can decides the distance to cover how much it is taken care of. That means once the receiving the lightning by the lightning arrestor, it covers the lightning from the 3 meters radius or beyond 3 meters you want, that is also taken care of. That is the on the basis of this we have to decide how many lightning arresters within the organization we have to need. One of the organizations I have gone for the we have gone for the safety audit in cement industry. They have simply put nearby building some six lightning arresters they have put. Not necessary. The one building, administrative building, one thing is there. Another, the crusher area is also one. The distance between these two are only 10 meters only. But they are covering the high, the cover, that means 20 meters coverage of a radius. They are between the what is called the administrative building and the crusher building, not necessary. Either at the administrative building or in the crusher building, it will taken care of the both administrative building and the crusher also because the distance between the crusher area and the administrative building is very less. That's why we have to decide the cover distance and how much what is called cover distance, how many number of arresters will be decided by the organization depending upon the coverage distance. Whereas in the conventional arresters, if you increase the arrestor longer also, the coverage is also more. But functions is we have to experience these functions of the whether it works or not, going for higher length rods or not, we have to see that. That's why they go for early streamer emission ESC lightning arresters can cover a distance up to 79 to 107 meters. That means if you take that this type of this thing, the number of lightning arresters will be less in the organization. It's not that much of going for the buildings, but going for the organizations, ESC lightning arresters is suggestible. Why? Because the 79 to 107, depending upon the distance decided by the organization employees, we have to cover, we have to select the ESA lightning arresters, and depending upon the 79 to 107 area, the cost is also that means 80 meters means one cost, 90 meters means one cost like this. So depending upon the radius cover, we have to see that how much what is called how many number of lightning arresters will be taken care of the an organization. If we coming to this lightning rod, it can cover a cone shaped area around the rod. The radius of the cone is roughly equal to the height of the rod above the ground structure less than that means. There are some calculations also mentioned in the Google, but I have not gone for that much of very depth into the subject because the manufacturers will be suggest for our need. That's why we are not going for that much of the very depth on this. That's why can cover a cone up to that means a rod is having the some distance will be there. The radius will be there. That means ESC lighting arresters and conventional arresters will be there. The lightning cover the cone shaped. This is the cone shaped where this is what is called distance, the conventional. The radius of the cone is roughly equal to the, that means the cone radius, this is the cone radius, where the radius of the cone is roughly equal to the height of the rod above the ground for structures less than 10 meters tall. That means, for example, if the rod is 10 meters tall is there, you have to see that radius of the cone is roughly equal to the length of the rod. That means length of the rod is 10 meters. The radius of the cone should be a 10 meters to select means it will work well. For tall structures, where the top of the buildings are very taller structures are there, either buildings or the organizations or the chimneys and all this, we can say chimneys, these boiler chimneys and all. The area of protection is about 30 meters from the base of the structure. You see that the taller structures is there. The area of protection is about 30 meters from the base of the structure we have to see. Because if you take this, the uh, chimney is having 27 meters height or anything is there, you have to select the area of the protection of the chimney. You have to see that. This is the one of the thumb rule is there.